Wow. So we have a bunch of PvPs available to us. So it looks like I'm going to be the only caster for Zest versus Gerald. And you know what? I'll just... How do I reply? How do I reply? Oh god. Oh god, I can't do it. Okay, we'll see if that went through. Oh god. Meanwhile, here we go. We are spawning in our brand new series here. Unfortunately, Razorblader is still waiting for his opponent, so we're not following him into his next series until Gym Rising versus Nice is finished. We are here in one of many PvPs. We are here in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide ALE. We have our South Korean Protoss, one of the favorites of this entire tournament, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Zest. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Oxide ALE, we have the Polish Protoss. This madman is still awake despite it being like 2 AM in the land of Poland. Representing Storm Gaming, it is Gerald. Looking to avenge his fallen comrade, MaxFax just got knocked out of the tournament. Gerald is still here, but up against one of the best Protosses in the world. Zest and Trap considered the top 2 at the moment. F's in the chat for stats. If you're wondering, stats did go to the military, but we traded out stats for ex-CJ Hero. Hero is currently going up against Australia. It is currently being casted by Biomorph, so shout out to Biomorph. He is going to be covering that series. Terran's got me tilted. Marine OP confirmed. Hey. I mean, when we look at Razorblader versus MaxFax, Razorblader did go for a bunch of all-ins, right? And to be fair, if he didn't, he wasn't favored in that series whatsoever. Like, MaxFax is such a scary player, so it made sense that he would go for something like that. Meanwhile, oh no. Zest, please. Zest is playing from Korea. Hopefully everything's okay. We will have to oh, okay. Okay. Oh, we're okay. We're back. Oh no. I like how Zest is like, it's okay, I'm ready. Okay, we're back for now. Of course, if Zest did disconnect, then we would bring him back. We would of course remake the lobby and resume from replay, so we will of course do that if need be. But yeah, we were talking about it earlier today in the tournament, but Hero from Root Gaming, aka CJ Entis as well, back in the Pro League days, he has returned to StarCraft. He is also on the same team as Zest. He is on Dragon Phoenix Gaming, so he's been doing pretty well, to be honest. It's been really surprising to see him just grow as a player, or come back from the military and just get back into form. It's amazing to see how good Hero has been playing. But I haven't been able to cast him yet. We haven't been able to feature him on the CranKy Ducklings. Hopefully we'll be able to do it later today. If everything goes the way it should, we're gonna have a Hero versus Zest finals. But Hero, he did stumble a little bit against Scarlet, and it's a PvP. Hero versus Australia could go either way, and I'm also getting ahead of myself a little bit because Hero versus Australia, it's in the same half of the bracket as Zest versus Gerald. What I mean by that is that, again, like this, they're not going to face each other in the finals. At most, they're facing each other in the semis. Meanwhile, I apologize, I was a little bit distracted. I didn't see that an adept had gotten into the main base of Gerald and 5 probes have gone down. I was distracted by the disconnects and everything that was happening. I apologize. And now Zest is going across the map with his 2 Void Rays. As this was a Void Ray opening, Gerald did scout this as he was chipping away at the front of the wall with his Zealots. And we do have 2 Stalkers to defend, but 2 Stalkers aren't that amazing. Oh no, oh god, a bit of a misclick to begin with. Shield battery will go down, and that will be followed by 1 Stalker, the 2nd Stalker, but at the cost of a Void Ray. Not the best trade for Zest, to be honest. This does set him up for a follow-up attack, but thankfully, Gerald, he immediately throws down another shield battery. Also, welcome Maximo, as well as Hobo Wiz. welcome to the stream. Meanwhile, Oracle comes in, but there's already a shield battery, so this Oracle is going to do nothing. At the same time, Void Ray tries to focus on the sentry, but the sentry is just barely kept alive. So Zest, he's not falling apart, but he's not really doing too much with all this harassment. He only takes down 2 workers. Like, it's not... Honestly, it's not too significant. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Gerald, he is going for a bit of a follow-up here. A Dark Shrine is on the way. Has this been scouted? It has been scouted by Zest. He goes in, he makes sure that it hasn't been cancelled, and he confirms. Oh my god, even tags the Dark Shrine. The disrespect. At the same time, this makes sure that if this does get cancelled, then Zest will have eyes on it. He confirms, Dark Shrine, it's done. Gerald's committed to it, so he should be getting ready for that. He should be getting some detection. As we see the robo finishing up, and we should see an observer out first thing. So Gerald's not going to find too much damage with these DTs, unfortunately. Like, he's getting a War Prism out. I guess he can morph in an Archon and be a little bit aggressive with that. Archons are always great, but yeah, he was trying to be a little bit cheeky there and be a little bit aggressive with these unscouted DTs, and that just isn't going to happen, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Gerald is zooming across the map with what he has. Going to be morphing in a couple of Stalkers, not any DTs, but we have plenty of Stalkers here for Zest. Blink is done for both players. Zest is working on his Forge just finishing up, and ooh, the army of Gerald was just tagged by an Oracle as well. So Zest has eyes on everything. He sees all. On top of that, we have a shield battery, which is going to have overcharge as well, so I don't see Gerald pushing into this. He checks with the Haluk. He's like, yo, I want none of this, mate. It's just not worth it. But Zest, ooh, sentry gets picked off. So will Zealous. Not the biggest of losses. And Zest is not stopping. He's just going across the map. At the same time, Gerald did warp in a couple of DTs across the map to get into that natural base. There's no detection. There's no army, so these DTs can do something. And Zest actually pulls back. He doesn't commit to hitting the 3rd base. Oh my god. And I was really worried for these DTs, but apparently, or I was worried for Zest, but apparently I didn't need to worry because Zest had plenty at home to defend. Honestly, he could have defended and he could have denied this 3rd base at the same time. In the end, he just decided to play it safe. Makes sense. Makes plenty of sense here. And with this Zest, he's just getting ready. A massive gateway explosion is on the way. +1 is on the way as well. Who needs disruptors? Who needs immortals? Man, I just need Stalkers and Zealots. That's what Zest needs. And honestly, it's gonna work. The problem with Gerald's army right now is that because he kind of invested in different tech, and it being a little bit more aggressive early on. Like, his forge is so late, his upgrades likewise are so late as well, so his army is just going to be inferior of that compared to Zest. Usually you make up for this with Archons or Immortals, but we don't see any Immortals. We only see one Archon. It feels like Gerald's very far behind. Ooh, he does go for a counterattack with these Stalkers. This is spotted by Zest, but Zest doesn't turn around. He just commits. And we're in a pseudo base trade. I say pseudo base trade because Zest's army is so much more like stronger compared to Gerald's, and Zest at any moment he can just recall. Likewise, so can Gerald. But we are just going full base trade mode here. As Zest is looking to depower everything here in the main base. Meanwhile, Gerald is getting into the main of Zest. Who will recall first? I imagine Zest will. At some point, as Zest does... Is he just going full base trade? It looks like he is. Ooh, the probes run into zealots, and the rest of the zealots, they see the probes. The zealot Archon. The probes are going down. Only 2 probes remaining here for Zest. Can he save them? Looks like he won't. Oh, and a recall is used. Gerald, this is the best moment for him. He has shield batteries. He has overcharge if he needs it. There it is. Overcharge is being used, but it immediately goes down. Archons are coming in, but oh god, +1 is just so good here for Zest. He just overwhelms the army of Gerald. GG gets called. Zest takes game number 1. And that was just one of those games where Zest was just ahead for almost the entire game. Oh boy. And now we're getting into game number 2. But yeah, like that was just solid play from Zest. I don't want to say he outclassed Gerald there. Gerald put himself behind with his build, so it's not I don't think it's fair to put that on him, but yeah, wow. What a game 1. Oh boy. As we are getting into game number 2 here and spawning in the top left hand corner of Romanticide ALE, we have the South Korean player who is leading this series. He's representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, and it is Zest. One of the best. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Romanticide ALE, we have his opponent. Another Protoss player, but from the land of Europe instead of South Korea. He is representing Storm Gaming, and it is Gerald. From Polonia, the land of Poland. We're on Romanticide. Largest map in the map pool. We do see that Zest is probe scouting. Makes sense. There's a lot of room here for proxies. Here towards the north and towards the south. So it makes sense, and he confirms that, ooh, it's a 2-gate opening from Gerald's. Likewise, same can be said for Zest. No one being greedy. Both players opening up safe. No one went for a low ground wall. If Max Tax was here, he would have gone for a low ground wall. But Max Fax is not here, not anymore. Meanwhile, if you're in the chat and if you have contact with Razorblader, with Allmate Raza, please let him know that his opponent is waiting for him. I was just checking and I don't have contact with him on Discord, unfortunately. Maybe I'll try and DM him on Twitter, actually. Razor Blader. Slip into his DMs. I apologize. As I show a different view here. Just looking for you on NA. Alright. I just messaged Raza on Twitter, so hopefully he gets that. His opponent was looking for him, and I think Razor Blader was still on the European server, so like the admin was trying to find him. So hopefully they're able to sort that out. And yeah, we're just getting into game 2 here. And so far, Zest, he's just committing to his Stalker opening, which makes plenty of sense. Gerald is trying to be a little bit more aggressive here. He is going for these Adepts. We'll see how much he commits, if he just gets 2 or if he goes for 4. With these, he'll be just shading across the map, looking to maybe slip into the main base. And I think this is really smart from Gerald, because we all saw that Zest was struggling with his ping. He doesn't have the best internet connection right now. So maybe Gerald can abuse that using Adepts. Here we go. Adepts, they are going across the map. Gonna be trying to slip in. There is a probe ready to throw down a pylon here for Zest, but nope. It should go up. Zest, please. There we go. Just barely in time. Gerald, he did already lose one of his Adepts. He's trying to shade the second one in. He does get in. This is what I'm talking about. Zest, he does miss the pylon. But because it's only one Adept, only scouting information. And with this, Gerald should know, hey, +1 and Blink is on the way for Zest. And you know what? My upgrades are a little bit faster. What do you know? So nice moves from Gerald. Nice moves. And Zest a little bit behind. Just a little bit. Will this come into play? It's possible. A little bit. The window where Gerald has a +1 and Blink and Zest does not is very small. It's possible it could come into play, but it usually doesn't. We're gonna have to see some crisp timing from Gerald for that to really happen. And instead he goes for his third base, looking to expand a little bit, get a robo out so he can get observers, he can get war prisms. We still don't see a gateway explosion, so I don't expect an attack anytime soon. Still only working off of 2 gateways. Likewise can be said for Zest, so both players are just looking to expand, take more bases, get more upgrades, and eventually move forward into this. As I say that though, Zest is being pretty aggressive here. What's interesting about this push from Zest is that he doesn't have a pylon and he doesn't have a war prism. Like, there's no way to reinforce across the map. He is just out here just risking it all. And sure, he gets a little bit of damage off on the building. Oh my god, he actually picks off a Stalker. Solid force fields by Zest. And this is all before the upgrades kick in, so like we're even right now. So very nice timing from Zest. Sure, he doesn't force a cancel, but he got a Stalker, and you know what? That counts. It's something. And especially in a mirror matchup, something is everything. So, Zest, he backs off, he's taking another base. A little bit slower on all of this, as, ooh, +2 immediately gets thrown down for Gerald. As opposed to that, Zest, he's still, there we go, +2 on charge, a little bit behind, instead prioritizing some of these gates. But everything is pretty normal so far. Everything is pretty mirrored, other than that army movement that we saw from Zest, moving out across the map, you know, getting a little bit of damage done. It's really that's the biggest difference so far between these two. And finally, we were waiting for it. Here is that gateway explosion. Now that Gerald is fully saturated on 3 bases, sure, he's missing some gas, but I mean, I'm sure he'll get them as he needs them. He is throwing down all these gates, going to be transitioning into, it looks like Charge.Archon, especially since we have that Templar Archives. And interesting, Zest is going for a different approach. He is still getting charge, sure, but he's also looking to invest into disruptors instead of archons, so his overall army composition will be a little bit different compared to Gerald. Gerald's also the first player to expand here. I love it. You know, he's being left alone, so why not, right? Like, Zest has a massive bank. I'm surprised we don't see a fourth from him right now. Like, he's sitting on 500 like minerals. He's just chilling. And because of this, Zest will have to do something about this 4th base. Sure, he can get his own and he'll get it eventually, but again, this lead that Gerald has, it's significant. At the same time, because of the nature of disruptors, oh my god, I just realized double robo production disruptors. Oh, that's disgusting. With like, this changes everything. Just because like 1 or 2 good disruptor shots can just do so much damage and just annihilate so much at the same time. Oh boy. Okay, Gerald. He spotted the army. He's ready to push in. He hasn't seen the disruptors yet. Not yet. He hasn't seen the Robotics Bay either. He's looking to dive in. He has plenty of zealots. But you know what? There are 2 disruptors behind this. Oh my god, the zealots charge in. As soon as he sees the disruptors, he backs off. He's like, I want none of that. I'm going to back off. These zealots are so vulnerable. 1 good disruptor shot could take all of them down, so I'm going to go for a counterattack instead. And this is great. Zest is kind of out of position for this. As Geralt is pushing in 2 places at once, the disruptor is going to try and deal with these charge lots. Just a little bit too slow. At the same time, Zest is pushing away the army of Geralt. Here come the disruptor shots, and it looks like, oh, they kind of miss. Again, and because of that, the zealots are getting into the main base. Like, they're starting to deal a lot of damage. At the same time, the main army does push into the 4th base. All of these shield batteries get depowered. Overcharge was not used. And Zest is falling apart a little bit. He's losing a lot of workers. 1 of the disruptors went down. A 2nd disruptor goes down as well. Only 2 zealots. Like, Zest, please. Looks like Zest will finally push away the main army. And he will finally clean up these zealots. And now Zest has to go on the offensive. Zest, he's down 20 workers. Equal in bases, so Zest can catch up. Zest does have a tech advantage with disruptors, but again, he has to do something with them. And at the moment, he's still stuck at home. Gerald, he's trying to rotate around, trying to hit the natural base at the same time. He is going to be met by Zest though. Ugh. But what's important is that Geralt, he's just keeping Zest busy here, and Geralt is getting more and more ahead. I say more ahead, he's trying to catch up in tech. He's trying to get into his own disruptors. He's still not there yet. He's still not there. He needs a little bit more time. And we'll see if he can get that time. As he goes for another zealot run by. Forces a warp in at home. Meanwhile, we have some stalker on stalker action. What I'm a little bit concerned about is that Zest is working on +3 attack. Meanwhile, Geralt, he's stuck with +2. He has forgotten about +3. I assume forgotten. I don't know if that's I don't think that's intentional. Oh god. Again, not overcommitting. He is expanding and taking a 5th base behind this. What I do like is that this base is behind the army of Geralt, so it is very easy to defend and reinforce. He does have the army lead at the moment, but again, a lot of that is just in gateway units, and we were talking earlier about how easily that can change just with 1 or 2 novas. Here we go. Geralt is sharking around, but the observer positioning from Zest is on point here. He's able to see every single time. Ooh, not anymore. As one of the Zest, please. As the Disruptor Shot goes off on the Stalkers. Oh my god, it almost looked like he was anticipating a blink backwards. Nice shot there by Zest. Meanwhile, Chargers are trying to hit the 4th base. Do get the base low, to be honest. But it's not quite enough. Ooh, the blink was wasted. And now the shots go off. Oh my god, but the splits are so good. And with that, it looks like he will get 1 Disruptor, but he gets caught out by the Zealots. I don't know if that was really worth it, but here come the Disruptors of Zest. One shot goes off, and that is enough to push the entire army of Gerald back. Forces a blink. Meanwhile, he's continuing to reinforce, continuing to warp in more Zealots, and Zest, he is done with the ground army. Fleet Beacon and Stargate is on the way. That's actually the 3rd Stargate alongside +1 air attack. So Zest is looking to switch into Skytoss. Whether it be Carriers, Tempest. And Gerald is stuck 1 step behind, always, you know. To be fair, right now is the moment where Zest is at his weakest. He's in the middle of transitioning into Carriers. The Carriers aren't done yet. He's because of that, he has a much smaller army compared to Gerald. Oh god, Zest, please. He notices, oh my god, the reaction time is just so good. Some Disruptor Shots go off on a cannon? Mate, Zest doesn't care about cannons. Carriers are almost out. He doesn't care at all. Gerald, he's looking to try and rotate around towards the top. But again, more gateways are on the way. Like, he has not realized that the battle on the ground, it's almost over. We're almost done with it. Decent shots. The Carriers, they're being banked up. Gerald still hasn't seen this. Finally, a Stargate gets thrown down, but only 1? Oh god. Gerald has a bank. He's maxed out. Mate, throw down more Stargates. Throw down just anything. We're getting to the point. Once we have 6 Carriers, we're just gonna A move. If we're Zest, we're just gonna start A moving, and I don't think Gerald can do anything about it. But we'll see. He still has a chance. He can still do something. Carriers have been revealed. Oof. And Gerald did shoot first. A lot of the Disruptors already going down here for Zest. Now is a really good opportunity for Gerald. If he does warp in more Stalkers, maybe he can overwhelm whatever Zest has, I say, as he blinks on forward. Oh my god, the Disruptor goes off. No! The Disruptors of Gerald going down. And this is what I was talking about. It's all about the Skytoss. These Carriers wreak havoc. There is not enough anti-air for Gerald to deal with this. And sure, he's working on his own fleet beacon, but it's only just now finishing. Like, how do you catch up from here? I don't know if you do. As the Stalkers, they don't even focus down a Carrier. I thought that's what they were going to do, but there was just too much on the ground to buffer. As a lot of Stalkers get taken out, he's trying to rotate around, but the entire base gets sniped. And Gerald, I thought he was going to try and wrap around and get on top of those Carriers. Instead, he goes for a counterattack. Catches a lot of Stalkers on move command. Nicely done. He reinforces with even more Stalkers, going for a bit of a pseudo base trade. Oh, but we do have a recall. Gerald's forced to go back home. And what is there at home? I say at home, he just lost 2 bases. And the Dark Shrine. Oh god, and now Zest is back. The Carriers have returned. So the response from Gerald makes a lot of sense. you're behind in carrier counts. Why get carriers of your own? Get Tempest instead. Tempest do bonus damage to massive units. One carrier already goes down. A second carrier, a third carrier gets focused down. And it looks like there isn't enough on the ground to help protect these carriers. I spoke too soon. 2 carriers were just barely enough. Oh, nice focus fire as both Tempests get sniped. And there was some nice moves there by Gerald. Some nice focus fire. He focused down as many carriers as he could, but it wasn't enough. Oh my god, it wasn't enough at all, and GG gets called Zest. Both games looking in control. I mean, there were moments there in that game where Gerald, he was making some nice moves, he got some nice disruptor shots, nice positioning, nice expanding, but the tech transition, that's where he lacked, and that's where Zest was dominant. GG, well played. Congratulations, Zest. He moves on in this bracket. Who does he move on to face, is my question, as he's going to be facing the winner of Hero versus Estrella in the lower semifinals. Oh my. You know what, I'll do it. Again, GG. Well played, Zest. Nothing but PvPs await him until the finals. The finals shouldn't be a PvP. We have a little bit more diversity in the north, in the northern half of the brackets. The upper half of the brackets. Exclamation mark B in the chat, by the way, if you want to have a look at it. Cure is currently playing against Haas. I'm not too sure who is covering that series, but they're being covered by someone. Razorblader is currently going up against Nice, and Hero is going up against Estrella. So we could have a Cure versus either Hero or Zest finals, TVP finals if you will, but we cannot count Haas out. Haas is a crazy player, he can cause an upset, and Nice and Razorblader have been doing incredibly well recently, so they could also kind of come out of nowhere and could even take down someone like Cure. Would have an even better chance against Haas, to be honest. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting semifinals. Of course, Zest is our first semifinalist, and as another reminder, the semifinals will be best of 5s, not best of 3s. So best of 5s are going to be coming up here, and we just got confirmation Cure just 2-0'd Haas. So Cure is our second semifinalist. GG. Unfortunately, they both still have to wait for their opponent. So they're both going to be waiting for some time. Cure and Zest, I mean. If we are lucky, we can jump into Hero versus Estrella. That's kind of the dream right now. Currently, I believe Hero and Estrella are being casted by Pig. Razorblader and Nice, I'm not sure who's covering that series. I hope it is being covered by someone. Maybe Rotterdam is casting them, I imagine. I believe he's still casting, maybe, as I refresh the brackets. Never mind. I just checked and it looks like Rotterdam went to bed, so it looks like he is no longer casting, unfortunately. We still have plenty of casters though. We have Steadfast as well as Biomorph casting in English, and Renegade X.